once, not liquor. I ran out of my soap, so I grabbed my daughter's body wash. No big deal, it smelled like flowers all day. It wasn't until I got to the office I found out I had bigger problems. When did they start putting glitter into shit anyway? It looked like I was motorboating stripper tits all night. When I was a kid, I used to be able to fart long time, no problem at all. But at my age now, just forget about it. You can be blowing Dippin' Dots when you tie your shoe. You slip on, by the way. So I had a patient of mine that I haven't seen in a few years, so I walked into the office, and she got up and she gave me a big hug, and she goes, "There's my favorite doctor." She gave me a hug, she squeezed up front, and out back the basement door blew open. And she goes, "I'm sorry." And I said, "Well, not as sorry as you're going to be when you find out I billed your insurance company for aromatherapy." So, this reminded me of something else I did in my internship down in Florida. I just got out, $100 tie, $200 shoes, I looked like $20. And one of my first patients that I had, he was huge. He was about 400 or 500 pounds. And I walked in the room and he was sitting on the table. Feet were off the table. He looked kind of like he was sitting on the window ledge, like a suicide jumper, ready to go. His arms were straight out like a snowman. And I just went and introduced myself and approached him like any of you guys would, from an angle. And I shook his flipper and just asked him what he was doing, how he was feeling. He said that he had back pain. Really? You're not here just for the cookies and crumpets, you sure? So we started talking about his pain, and I said, "Well, I'll help you. You know, I was just out of school, I can do it all." So I'm a chiropractor by day. If you've never been to one, let me describe it for you. He's laying down on the table. His head's up there. His feet's down here, and his ass is right there. Okay? That's what I look at all day. So he laid down on his stomach, and I started pushing on his back, popping it. And I think that's as easy as chiropractic gets, just get popping it out of the back. Well, yeah, you're right. So I popped his back, and he said, "You're not," and I said, "Go ahead and sit up. I'm done." He said, "No, you're not. You're not done." He said, "There's one more." He goes, "Just give me all you got." Well, I had a lot to give. So I jumped up on this guy, and I came down. My feet were off the ground like I was on a pommel horse in the Olympics. I didn't hear any popping. Okay, but what I saw, I never want to see again. Because when I looked down, you see where the tie would be, about this time. His butt cheeks started to contract, and it looked like a tsunami going around the globe. His garage door was closing. I didn't know what I pushed up there to cause that to happen, but I was fascinated. Okay? He was face down, he didn't know where I was, and I'm going like, what the? I guess when you're that big, I've never been behind anyone that big, or had my face as close to his butt as I ever had. But when I guess when I pushed on him, I might have caused a little bit of a mudslide down there in Corn Canyon. When I should have been backing up, it was just scary. But his cheeks actually, like my tie in there. That's bad enough. But I don't know why I was thinking this, but I said, "Oh, poor guy just farted." You know, I didn't want to embarrass him by pulling my tie out of his crack, so he knew I was in his business. So I just said, "I'll ride the wave out." No big deal. So at this point, I'm breathing through my mouth. Yeah, it was really bad. So we're sitting there, and then it was like a Japanese movie, okay? The lips will move before you hear the sound. The bubble was working its way out, and I knew it. My face was right there. So when the bubble came out to meet me, I could feel the heat in the wind off of it. It was that bad, and I was that close. So what he did is he sat up when he was done steam pressing my tie. He sat up, and instead of saying sorry, excuse me, whoopsie daisy, all he said was, "I think you got it." You think I got it? I got it all right. I got what I wanted. So what I did was, I took my tie off. He didn't know why. Next from that point on, I wore a clip-on tie, so I had an easy breakaway in case it happened. I gave him the tie. He goes, "What's the tie for?" And I said, "Well, I'll never get that crease out of there." But I said, "If you have that pain again, come on in. You go up front, let the nurses pull in the triggers about 10 times, and if you still have that pain, I'll take it." All right, guys, that's all the time we got. Thank you very much. I'm going to introduce a real